friend. Today I will be speaking on organizational culture to accelerate digital transformation. We know nowadays, because of COVID-19, it has become rather mandatory for all of us. I mean, this COVID-19 pandemic has forced us to adopt digital culture, right? And we need to have a digital transformation. And therefore, I thought, because first time I spoke on this particular issue in the month of March. There was one program organized by HRDC itself, and Professor Bharti Gauli Madam was coordinator of that program. And very recently, I have attended one leadership program under LEAF, Government of MHRD. It was organized by MHRD, Government of India. Partially, it was at IIT BHU, and like rest, I mean, 15 days we were in IIT BHU, and another 15 days I was in University of Cambridge. There were 30 participants. And during that leadership program, this was one of the very highlighted topics: organizational culture to accelerate digital transformation. Rather, because we were surprised when we went to University of Cambridge, the entire 15 days were focused around this particular topic. And then we were surprised, and then the organizers said this has become mandatory. I mean, the MHRD have forced them to give more focus on digital transformation, like how digital transformation can be accelerated in the respective institution. And you can see later, because that course was in the first week of January this year, and you must be knowing that this COVID-19 outbreak started from the February onwards, and then we are still going through a very horrible time of COVID-19 pandemic. And I hope you must be doing well during this critical time. Before I start, because whenever I used to have a face-to-face session in HRDC, I always ask this question. These are three questions I usually ask to the participant: that what is the purpose of attending this program? I would request you all, with due respect to your position wherever you are working, I will request you to ask this question to yourself and try to find out answers. Like, what is the purpose of attending? What is your purpose of attending this program? And then whenever you will be completing this, because I know this is like partly you have already completed and partly you will be completing this program. This is what I heard from the assistant director, Dr. Rafe. Even if, like, whenever you will be completing this program, you need to ask this question, like, what was my purpose and whether that purpose solved, whether I could get out of something out of this. If no, and then second question before that, what are your expectations from this program? So you need to ask this question, what are my expectations? So these two questions initially should be asked. Everybody should ask to yourself that what is my purpose for attending this program and what are my expectations. And whatever purpose I'm having, whatever expectations might be having right in the beginning, if I'm not able to solve my purpose and if I'm not able to fulfill my expectation, then something must be wrong. Either something must be wrong with yourself, like your attitude, your involvement, or something must be wrong with the organizational aspect, like HRDC and those who are speaking in this on this platform, right? So you need to identify, like, what is wrong, like where, like whether you are responsible or somebody else. So that need to be that exercise need to be done at the end of this program. And then, have you prepared a skeleton? This is again third question that I would like you to ask yourself. Have you prepared any skeleton of action plan to be implemented once you are back to your institution? Although this is going to be online program, and I know you are still there, you are not going to back, but since we once we finish this program, do you have any skeleton, do you have any prepared, I mean, have you prepared a skeleton of action plan to be implemented once you complete this program? Again, you need to ask this question. If not, I would request you to prepare the skeleton of action plan to be implemented once you finish this program. Because you see, if you are not doing this, then it is meaningless. I mean, you are killing your time. Forget about the money, forget about how much time and how much money the government of India is spending on these kind of courses, but you are also spending your valuable time, because this time is going to be very, very important for you. every like time is always precious for us, right? So since we are investing our time, so we need to get something out of this. So I would request you all to raise this question to yourself and try to have the answers. And if somehow you are not able to get the proper answer, then you see who is responsible for that. Then I will move further. This is going to be outline of my talk. You can see I will be speaking on leadership and building digital culture, leadership and accelerating digital transformation, and third one is leadership and sustaining digital transformation. What does it mean? It means that I will be speaking on digital culture, building digital culture, accelerating digital culture, and sustaining the digital culture. So first of all, what we need to do, we need to build digital culture in our institution. As I mentioned earlier, this is need of the hour now, because of this COVID-19. We know government of India and government of Maharashtra, they everybody started speaking rather, that we should have at least 50% of courses should be imparted through online mode. And whenever we are talking about the online mode of teaching, it means this digital culture need to be created in your institution, in all the institution, not your institution, but in our institution. And once we create digital culture, then we need to accelerate that digital transformation, because because creation is very important first of all, and once you build that, you need to accelerate. And then once you are accelerating, then you need to have some mechanism to sustain. So all three aspects are going to be very important. And if you look at this first point, leadership, this is common for all three activities: building leadership, I mean leadership and building, leadership and accelerating, leadership and sustaining. What does it mean? I'm not talking about the top leadership. This could be top leadership as well, like if you are, you could be head of your institution, right? But you need not be head of your institution. You could be, like, for example, you have given the assignment by your the authority of your college or your institution to to create digital culture, to accelerate digital culture, or to sustain. And then what does it mean? It means what would be your role as a leader, how, I mean, what kind of leadership is expecting. This is what I will be speaking today during these 3 hours to go, right? I mean, how the leadership is going to play a very important role for building digital culture. Similarly, how leadership is going to play a very important role to accelerate digital transformation. And then once you create and once you accelerate, then how the leadership is going to play important role for sustaining the digital transformation. And then I will be summarizing. You must be knowing that you are going to have a break in between for 15 minutes, right? So for that 15-20 minute break, this is going to be exercise for you. So I would request you to please jot down these questions, right? So what would be micro exercise? Because during that, maybe you can think of this exercise during entire session as well, but specifically whenever you will be having break for 15-20 minutes, at that time I want you to work on this exercise. And then at the end of this 3 hour session, maybe after 2.5 hours, I mean, last half an hour we will be having specifically we will be reserving, I mean, I will allow you to speak, right? So in that, during that interaction, you can speak on your experience, right? What is this exercise? There are two exercises rather, this is one of that. What is that? Please remember recent admission exercise. Recent, okay? You have carried out for enrollment of your own ward, right? Either your daughter or son. So recent doesn't mean that in very near future. It could be like 10 years back, it could be 20 years back, it could be 5 years back, whatever, right? So you need to remember that recent admission exercise you have carried out for enrollment of your ward. And then you have to answer this question: what processes you have adopted for enrollment of your ward? What you have, why you have enrolled your ward in that specific school of the college or university? You can quote any example, right? Either enrolling of your ward in the school, enrolling of your ward in the college or university, whatever, right? And who has helped you take that decision? So these are the three questions that you have to answer, okay? And you kindly get ready with this exercise during the break, and you can we'll be having specific time to discuss this. So I will give you a couple of seconds again to write down these questions. Please remember recent admission exercise you have carried out for enrollment of your ward. What processes you have adopted? Number one question. what you have, why you have enrolled your ward in that specific school or college or university. This is second question. And third question is going to be, who has helped you to take the decision? So these are the three questions that you will have to respond, you have to answer, you have to work during your break and during this entire session as well, because you will be listening, and then while because you are going to get answer to these questions, like you need to ask like what kind of, because we'll be discussing not exactly the same question, but we'll be exploring all those responses to this question during this entire my deliberation. And this is going to be second exercise, digital change roadmap worksheet. Like what would be a roadmap for your institution for having digital transformation in your own institution, right? So this is a continuous process. Digital transformation is going to be continuous process, as I mentioned earlier in the outline itself, that you have to create digital culture, and then once it is created, then you have to accelerate, and then once it is accelerated, you have to sustain with that culture, right? So accordingly, I have prepared the fourth block. The first is define shared need and value for digital transformation. I mean, why here don't write paragraph, right? I want you to write in bullet form only, nothing else. Like you please again write down this block as well. This is going to be second exercise you have to work during your break, right? So define shared need and value for digital transformation. Like I mean, like why it is needed in your institution, why it is needed, why digital transformation, why you need to create digital culture in your institution. That is one that you have to respond to this question. And then what is going to value addition, value means what is going to value addition in your entire institution, right? That you have to write down in bullet form. And then second part is establish clear vision for digital transformation, because whatever target, because this is going to be target, right? This is what, not target, this is going to be need, and this is how the value addition is going to be there in your institution, right? And how can you have, what would be your clear vision? Because you must be knowing nowadays in most of the institution, if you, like, NAC has made it mandatory for all of us to have the vision, mission and objectives, strategic objectives. It is mandatory, right? So आप अगर देखोगे तो ज्यादातर वेबसाइट के लोग क्या करते हैं, they are copying and they are pasting, because there are many, everything is available on net nowadays. And most of the universities and colleges, they don't know what they have included in their vision mission plan, because they are doing something else and something else is written there in the vision and mission plan. This is happening in most of the institutions. So you need to be very clear about your vision. So if this is what it is need, if you are having this kind of value addition, what kind of vision that you would like to establish, right? So that you need to write down here, right? What would be like your vision and reason for that, right? That you can write down in bullet form. And then how you are going to mobilize commitment of your all stakeholders, because whenever you are talking about digital transformation, then the employees and students, they are going to be very important, like teaching and supporting staff and your student, they are going to be integral part of this mobile digital transformation, to be more specific as far as the five different stakeholders are concerned. So how you are going to mobilize their commitment, that is going to be again very important. Because let me tell you, my friend, whenever you are doing something different, whenever you want to have some change, there would be like part of your employees, if you are leading your institution, you will always have the experience that some of them will be following you blindly, okay, and some of them will be always reluctant. They are going to oppose whatever you will be doing, they are going to oppose you. So how you are going to, those who are following you, how you are going to encourage them, right? Those who are following, how you are going to encourage them so that they will be keep on extending their faith on you. This is one. And second, like those who are reluctant, how you are going to bring them in mainstream, right? जो आपको अपोज करते हैं, जो those who are reluctant, how you are going to bring them back in mainstream? So what would be a kind of mobilization strategies for you to mobilize their commitment for digital transformation, right? So this you have to write down in bullet form. And then how you are going to build the momentum, right? So once you identify need, once you identify what is going to be value addition, once you have the establish your clear vision, Once you have strategies for mobilizing commitment of the people who are working with you, then how you are going to build the momentum, right? So for building momentum, you need to create a success story, a very short success story. You cannot wait, like if you want to inspire somebody, you cannot ask him to wait for another 2 3 years. No, you need to create a situation in such a way that your colleagues or your people, those who are following you, they will be having some amount of success story for boosting their moral, right? So if you don't have this, then their moral is going to be down, right? And therefore it will be very difficult for you to build the momentum. And therefore, in order to build the momentum, what kind of success stories, a short success stories, would you like to create, and what would be a long term strategies to build on that success story, right? So this is what your second exercise is going to be, and I'm sure we are going to discuss all those points in my deliberation, right? All those points, like how to define shared need, how the value addition can be achieved, and then what would be how to establish clear vision for digital transformation. In general, I will be talking about, but focus would be digital transformation. This is because this is need of the hour. That is why I thought, like, let me speak on this issue. And then how to mobilize, how we will be mobilizing commitments of your stakeholders for digital transformation, and then how to create success stories, short success stories, so that the momentum can be built up. And then you can take, that would be way forward for your all employees of your institution where you are leading, right? So here you will be playing very very crucial leadership role. And I want everybody, because you must have learned that the one book, Awaken Leadership in You. That might be the exact, I don't remember the exact title. Awaken Leadership in You by Indu Khatri. This is one of the very very important book that I would like everybody should read, like how everybody has to consider themselves as a leader, right? हमारा प्रॉब्लम क्या होता है ना, हम लोग अपने आप को कभी भी वो उस मुकाम पर हम अपने आप को कभी भी सोचते ही नहीं. We always consider ourselves as a follower. Like कोई तो somebody we want every time to lead, like somebody should lead our group, and हम आप लड़ो हम आपके कपड़े संभालते. That kind of attitude most of us we are having, but we never believe that, we never imagine that, yes, whatever the situation it could be, I'm going to lead. Leading doesn't mean that leading your institution, right? It could be a leading institution, it could be leading your department, it could be leading your group, right? So I want you to have inculcate that kind of habits of leading, right? And therefore leadership is going to play a very important role, and this is what we are going to talk about the entire this session. And therefore, as I mentioned earlier, leadership is going to play a very important role to build the momentum, to create the culture, to accelerate the culture, to mobilize the people, to build the momentum, like, and to sustain, right? Leadership is going to play important role. And therefore, let us spend some time on what the leadership is all about, what the ideal leader should look like, right? We know management, if you are a student of management, we know management is doing thing right. This is what we learn from different management book, right? Management is doing thing right, but leadership is something different than management, right? Management is doing thing right, but leadership is doing right things. So there is a huge difference. There is a huge difference between doing things right and doing right thing. There is a huge difference, right? This is what the difference between manager and leader. Manager would be, the ultimate role of manager will be doing things right, but leader role would be whatever he will be doing, he will be doing rights only, right? Doing only right things. This definition is as per one of the very famous author, Peter Drucker, one of the very famous author of management. Leadership is about creating vision, communicating that vision to all stakeholders, and engaging them to move towards that vision. This is very important, right? Whenever you're thinking that you are leading one institution, whenever you are thinking that you are leading one group, leading department, सबसे important क्या होता है कि आप जो है, you need to create your own vision, right? That is very very important. And once you create vision, you need to communicate that vision to all stakeholders, so that you can have engagement, all this engagement of your all stakeholders. Actually हमारे पास होता क्या है, हमारा लीडर को ही बहुत बार पता नहीं होता कि हमारा विजन क्या है, right? Forget about engagement. तो अगर पता नहीं है, क्योंकि देखिए मैं आपको बताना चाहूंगा कि इट्स नॉट लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल इन केस ऑफ यूनिवर्सिटी आफ्टर एवरी 5 years the vice chancellor is going to change. After in the department, after 3 years, the department head is going to be changed, right? And as far as the group leader is concerned, if you are like a leader of your own group, then obviously it is going to be till your superannuation, right? But as far as the higher leaderships are concerned, it is a time bound, right? It's going to change. It doesn't mean that like if every 5 years you need to change vision. It doesn't mean that after 3 years you need to change vision. You can. There could be a slight deviation in vision. Like for example, like whatever vision we were having, all institution now with the COVID-19 pandemic, we need to change our vision to a greater extent. So we never know. So whenever we are having this kind of this kind of situation, we need to change your vision, right? But whatever vision you have, like whenever, let us say, you got an opportunity to lead one institution, you got an opportunity to lead your own department, right, in your college or in your institution, it doesn't mean that you need to all of a sudden you need to change your vision. Of course, if there are some issues, you need to change that, right? But once you have created that vision, you need to communicate. That is what it is very, very important. After creation, you need to communicate that vision. Like why in US, let me tell you, my friend, I spent good amount of time in US. In US, every teacher, like every in the beginning of every year, every teacher is going to give a lecture for everybody. It is open for everybody, means those who are going to this is going to be for parents. The parents who would like to enroll their ward in that school or college, it's going to be open session. The teacher is going to be there. College or school is going to display a common timetable that every teacher is going to be there during their own his or her slot, and he or she is going to explain like why she is the right person to teach that subject. Let us say I'm teaching mathematics, then I need to convince parents that why I'm going to be good in teaching this particular part of mathematics, like what kind of credential I'm having and why I'm going to be good. So he is going to justify what he is going to do during entire, and then how his credential is going to be useful for creating some sort of awareness among the wards of the parent. So this kind of so this is what like it what does it mean? It means वो teacher जो है अपना vision बताता है कि मैं एक साल क्या करने वाला हूँ, right? Because he need to communicate, because parents and students are going to be stakeholders, right? So there it is a common practice. It's not happening in India, but still I believe that you need not have like very dedicated session for communicating, but whenever you are organizing one or other event, you need to communicate your vision, and then you need to have activity in such a way that you will be engaging all the stakeholders. This is what is important. हमारे पास प्रॉब्लम क्या हो रहा है कि हमारे पास जो हमारे स्टेक होल्डर जो होते हैं, जैसे कि मान लो किसी भी इंस्टीट्यूशन के स्टेक होल्डर्स कौन है? हमारे टीचर्स है, पेरेंट्स है, स्टूडेंट्स है, एलुमनाई है एंड एम्प्लॉयर है. ये पांचों स्टेक होल्डर्स को हमें एंगेज करना होगा. And the engagement somehow it is substantially missing in most of the organizations. Somehow we are not able to engage them. So unless you engage them in your vision, you cannot have a substantial progress. You cannot excel. This is what it is very, very important. So leadership is getting others to do. So leadership, you can see I have highlighted these two statements. Leadership is doing the right things, and leadership is getting others to do right things. So this is what the role of leader is. First of all, he need to do right thing, and he need to create an environment so that his colleagues is going to also do the right things, right? And therefore this is well known Einstein's equation. You must be Einstein got Nobel Prize on this equation, photoelectric effect, E equal to mc square. This is very much possible even in leadership as well. What is E? E is excellence. E is excellence. M is the number of people around you. Like let's say in our group there are 10 people, right? So this is multiplied. And then what is C? C is the commitment. So you can see the commitment is very important. Let us say you have got 100 people, but commitment is 0. And this square of the commitment, you see here mc square, square of the commitment. So if you have got 100 people, but the commitment is 0, excellence is going to be 0. Even if it is 10, but commitment is more, you can have the higher value of E. So this is what it is very, very important. And this is in the hand of leader. He need to recruit. he need to appoint right people for right positions, right? Talented people, right? And then they should be committed as well. It's not only like if you are appointing dull people, if you are appointing undeserving people for the important position, then how can you, they will not be committed, right? And therefore excellence, you cannot have, you cannot excel, your institution can never be excel. So this is going to be very important. And then process of influencing a group towards achievement of your goals. So whatever goals you have, you need to keep on influencing your stakeholders. Group means stakeholders, you need to keep on influencing them, because if you don't influence, then obviously whenever you are leader, you need to be a role model, right? You should, I'm going to tell you one more slide, that there I'm going to tell you what should be, how leader can earn trust of all stakeholders. Then strategy is an evolving process to select right things to do. This is what is important. First of all, you need to choose right people, and you need to ask them to do right things as well. Now what is happening in India, in most of the institution, unfortunately we are not able to select right people for right position, right? And since they are not right people, they are not going to do right job. And so how can you think of excelling your institution, right? And then the last point is very important. Major challenge is to continually connect our daily routine, task and small decisions, long-term strategies driven by clear vision. This is very important. It means like whatever vision you have, that need to be percolated in your day-to-day small activities. हमारे पास क्या होता है, हमारा विजन कुछ अलग होता है, क्योंकि देखिए कभी भी सागर जो है अचानक नहीं भरता, बूंद बूंद से सागर भरता है, हम ये कहावत हम सुनते हैं, राइट? बूंद बूंद से सागर भरता है. तो व्हाट डज इट मीन? इट मीन्स व्हाटएवर स्मॉल डिसीजंस यू आर टेकिंग एवरी डे, समटाइम्स हम क्या करते हैं, हमें लगता है कि भाई क्या फर्क पड़ता है, ये तो छोटा सा कुछ हुआ है. नो, इट्स नॉट लाइक दैट. मैं आपको बताना चाहता हूँ कि जैसे कि एग्जांपल देता हूँ कि हमारा वेट गेन, एक दिन मान लो हमने किसी पार्टी में गए, बहुत सारा खाया हमने, तो हमारा अचानक हमारा वेट नहीं गेन करेंगे हम. रादर एवरी डे व्हाट यू आर टेकिंग, एवरी डे अगर आप मीठा अगर थोड़ा थोड़ा खाएंगे, आप रोज थोड़ा थोड़ा मीठा अगर खाना शुरू करेंगे, तो what will happen over the time? It is going to be accumulated and your weight is going to be gained substantially. एक दिन मीठा खाने से कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा. So what I'm trying to tell you is, जो छोटी छोटी चीजें, जो छोटी छोटी एक्टिविटी जो हमारी डे टू डे एक्टिविटी होती है, मतलब जब मैं यूनिवर्सिटी जाता हूँ, जब मैं जो डे टू डे रूटीन में मैं काम करता हूँ, that routine should be well connected to the vision of my university, vision of my institution, vision of my department. If I'm able to do it, then only somehow I will be able to build the culture. Otherwise, culture can never. These are very fundamental, aspect of building culture. It's not only digital culture. Whatever the culture you are talking about, these are fundamental aspects. So somehow this we need to do. Like whatever activities we are doing, that activity, day-to-day activities I'm talking about, that need to be well connected to our long term strategies. हमारे पास तो ऐसा होता है कि इंस्टीट्यूशन में लॉन्ग टर्म प्लानिंग होती है, शॉर्ट टर्म प्लानिंग होती है, मिडियम टर्म प्लानिंग होती है, लेकिन वो पेपर में क्या है ये भी पता नहीं होता हमें, क्योंकि वहां पर क्या लिखा है हमने और क्या हम कर रहे हैं इसका कुछ कोऑर्डिनेशन होता नहीं, मोस्ट अनफॉर्चुनेटली. अगर ऐसा रहता, हाउ कैन वी एक्सेल, राइट? अब प्रॉब्लम कैसा है ना, हमारा, मुझे दुख इस बात का होता है कि जिस इंस्टीट्यूशन में हमारे बच्चे पढ़ते, वहां पर, क्योंकि जहां पर हम पढ़ाते, वहां पर अगर कुछ भी होता है तो वी आर लीस्ट बॉदर्ड, क्योंकि हमें कोई लेना देना नहीं होता. हम वी ऑलवेज ब्लेम अदर्स कि भाई मैं क्या करूं, मैं तो एक टीचर हूं, ये तो एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर का रोल है, मैं कुछ नहीं कर सकता हूं. लेकिन जिस इंस्टीट्यूशन में आपके खुद के बच्चे पढ़ते हो, आपका बेटा बेटी पढ़ती हो, वहां पर अगर कुछ नहीं होता तो हमें बड़ा दुख होता है, क्योंकि दैट इज गोइंग टू बी अफेक्टेड ऑन द ओवरऑल एंटायर करियर ऑफ योर वार्ड, राइट? एंड देयरफॉर मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि जो स्टूडेंट्स हमारे जिस इंस्टीट्यूशन में हम काम करते हैं, वो जो स्टूडेंट्स, वो हमारे बच्चे हैं, वो भावना के साथ, वो अफिनिटी के साथ, वो इमोशन के साथ अगर आप काम करोगे ना, तो यू आर नॉट गोइंग टू ब्लेम अदर्स, you are not going to blame always others, right? You will try to be a part of that change. This is what the Mahatma Gandhi said. If you really want to change, you try to be a part of that change, right? And unless you do it, we will never be a instrumental for progressing your institution. And then leadership is all building trust. Let me tell you, my friend, because whenever you are leading group, forget, देखिए आप ये मत सोचिए, नहीं तो अदरवाइज आप सोचेंगे कि भाई मैं तो मेरे इंस्टीट्यूशन का लीडर हूँ ही नहीं, तो ये स्लाइड मेरे लिए नहीं. नो, दैट्स व्हाई आई सेड इट इज नॉट ओनली फॉर the head of the organization. It could be like you could be a head of your own institution, you could be head of your own department, you could be head of your group, research group. Now obviously it's going to be there. At least आप कम से कम आपके फैमिली के तो हेड हो, आप भले ही फीमेल टीचर हो या मेल टीचर हो, आप कम से कम आपके फैमिली के तो हेड होंगे होंगे. If you really want, there you are working as a leader. Forget about your institution. Every time you should not bring institution in picture. Like whenever we are talking about leadership, that is why मैंने कहा कि आप जहां पर भी काम कर रहे हो, जहां पर भी काम कर रहे हो, वो आपका एक institution है ऐसा समझ कर चलो, and you are leading that institution. Like, so if you really want to build the trust amongst the stakeholders, what you need to be. So trust can be built if you be fair, because if you really want to build the trust, you need to be very fair. Unfortunately, it is not happening. In most of the institutions, it is not happening because leaders are not at all fair. Most of the time, they are doing all sort of there are, let me tell you right in the beginning, I would like to appreciate those leaders of most, like many institutions. They are very committed, they are very honest, they are very, very genuine people, but they are very few in number. They are very, very few in number. Okay, most of them are not in that category, unfortunately, right? And I believe that whatever participants you are attending this course, you are the in the category of all committed, genuine, and very, very honest. Like wherever you are leading, you are having all those characteristics. So if it is not, kindly inculcate, kindly try to cultivate these features, right? What is this? Whenever you want to build, trust. Whenever you want to build trust, you need to be very fair. You need to speak your feelings. That is very, very important. हमें बहुत बार ऐसा लगता है कि नहीं हमारे लीडर ने जो है ना बोलना नहीं चाहिए. नहीं, ऐसा नहीं कभी कभी होता, कभी भी नहीं होता. I have seen, because I have 32 years of experience, I have seen many leaders right from colleges to various universities, and it's not only Indian universities, but I got substantial time to visit the foreign universities as well. I have seen many variety of leaders, right? So many times we believe that leaders should speak very less. I don't agree with this. He should speak adequate. He should not speak less. He should speak adequate, right? तो जितना चाहिए उतना तो बोलना ही चाहिए. कम बोलने से क्या होगा कि आपको पता ही नहीं चलेगा लोगों को कि भाई आप क्या चाहते हो. फिर what is use of being there as a leader, right? क्योंकि आपके दिमाग में क्या है? Because if you are fair, obviously you want to be transparent. If you are not fair, तो आप छुपा कर चलोगे, right? तो you need to speak your feelings so that आपकी जो फॉलोअर्स है, आपकी जो कमिटमेंट, आप मोबिलाइज कैसे करेंगे लोगों को? अगर लोगों को मोबिलाइज करना चाहते हो, यू नीड टू स्पीक योर फीलिंग्स, राइट? एंड देन टेल द ट्रूथ. दैट इज आल्सो वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. ट्रूथ इज ऑलवेज बिटर. हमें पता है कि बड़ा दुखदाई होता है, लेकिन स्टिल वी नीड टू टेल द ट्रूथ. क्योंकि आज अगर आप छुपाओगे तो आपको एक झूठ बोलने के लिए आपको 10 झूठ बोलने पड़ेंगे, और फिर आपका जितना भी टेन्योर होगा आप उसके झूठ से बाहर नहीं आ पाओगे. एंड like you should be least bothered, right? You should be least bothered. मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि जो बहने वाला पानी होता है ना, वैसा होना चाहिए कि it should be very transparent. अगर नीचे कुछ छोटा भी कंकर है तो दिखाई देना चाहिए. तो you should start telling a truth. You need to show consistency, because whatever you are doing today, if you are changing tomorrow, it's not going to be good, because who is going to follow you then? Because you need to be very consistent in your efforts, you need to be consistent in your action, you need to be consistent in your statements as well. What you are telling today, you need to stick up your statement, whatever it could be, good or bad, because whatever the consequences it could be, right? अगर जो भी है आप उसको फेस करिए, but you should not lose the consistency. So you should be enough consistent and fulfill your promises. ऐसा बोला जाता है कि भाई लीडर ने कम से कम प्रॉमिस करनी चाहिए. मैं फिर से कहूंगा कि कम ये वर्ड ही नहीं होना चाहिए. एडिक्वेट प्रोमिसेस करनी चाहिए कि जितने जरूरी है उतने ही आप प्रोमिसेस करिए, बट यू शुड फुलफिल. लेकिन हमारे पास क्या होता है कि वी कीप ऑन प्रॉमिसिंग. लाइक हमारे लीडर, आई डोंट वांट टू टेक नेम ऑफ एनीबॉडी, बट हमारे लीडर का क्या रोल होता है कि वो स्टिल इन ऑर्डर टू मेक द पीपल हैप्पी, क्योंकि वो ये नहीं समझते कि आज आप लोगों को खुश कर रहे हो, लेकिन वो आपकी केबिन से बाहर जाते ही वो आपको गालियां देना शुरू करेगा. सो you cannot make happy everybody every time, right? All the times you cannot make the people full, and similarly all the time you cannot make the people happy, right? So you should fulfill your promises. Whatever promises you are given, you should fulfill. Create and maintain confidences as well. Whatever your fellow colleagues are there with you, you need to create and maintain the confidences, because अदरवाइज उनका मॉरल कैसे बढ़ेगा, उनका कॉन्फिडेंस बनना चाहिए कि यू नीड टू क्रिएट कॉन्फिडेंसेस, आपको सिचुएशन क्रिएट करनी पड़ेगी सो दैट दे विल फील लाइक their moral should be very high, and there should be their confidence should be, you will be able to boost their confidence, and you should be able to maintain their confidences as well. Demonstrate competency, like on you need to, you like because you are leader, you are going to be a role model, right? First of all, you need to start demonstrating competency in various areas. So you need to be enough competent, then only others can follow you. So that is what it is very very important. And practice openness, this is very very important, because आजकल ऐसा बोला जाता है कि no 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 no, if you really want to be successful leader, you can be, you need to hide something. Absolutely not, it's absolutely wrong. If you really want to succeed, you know, the successful होने के अलग अलग मायने there are, मतलब मैं यहाँ पर, क्योंकि since this is online lecture, मैं एक एग्जाम्पल कोट नहीं करता, अदरवाइज फेस टू फेस लेक्चर है तो मैं आपको कुछ एग्जाम्पल भी कोट कर सकता हूँ कि हमें लगता है कि लोग सक्सेसफुल, जैसे Hitler was successful, but he cannot be referred as a, I will not refer him as a successful leader, right? Because he was exploiting people, like one way or other, right? So you need to practice openness. That is also very very important, because if you don't do this, it will be very difficult to build the culture. So whenever we are talking about building culture, it could be digital culture is one of those, but you need to build culture in your institution. So first of all, you need to earn trust, right? Unless you earn trust, you just cannot mobilize the commitment of the people. That is very very important. Unfortunately, this is what it is happening. Now leadership, this is in general I am talking about how the leadership in digital age. You can see this is one of the wonderful definition of the Clark Barclay, COO of Microsoft UK. Creating culture in which technology blends with human potential, where magic happens. You see, what kind of culture created in which the technology blends with the human potential. It means, like, whenever you identify somebody, you need to have the blends of technology with the, you know, human potential. Somehow you could do it. I'm sure the magic will start happening. Miracle will start happening. And let me tell you, my friend, miracle will happen. Miracle do happen wherever you are, wherever, whatever the adverse situation it could be, miracle do happen. But provided you need to identify talented people, so you need to identify human potential and try to have blends of human potential with technology. If it is there, I'm sure it's going to happen. This is what the leadership role in digital age is going to be. And remember, very importantly, only having this title is not going to be you. I mean, you see, a title doesn't automatically make you leader. Only writing the chief executive officer and not possessing any quality which I talked about, you're not going to be a leader. Nobody is going to accept you as a leader, right? Obviously they can have fear, but they will not be having, you know, they will not be accepting you from their heart. And then leadership and culture is intertwined. I'm just taking you one step ahead, right? So far I talked about like what the leadership should be in general, and then I talked about what would be leadership in digital age, and then how the culture, because this is very important, because you see, whenever we are talking about culture, leadership and culture are intertwined. This is my first statement, right? So organization culture can be defined. How it can be defined? Complex set of values, beliefs, assumptions, and symbols that defines the way in which the firm conducts and business. You see, this is very very important. What kind of values, what kind of beliefs, what kind of assumptions you have, that is going to define the overall culture. And moreover, it is also said that the collective programming of mind, it is also said that the collective programming of mind will be very very useful for building the wonderful culture in your institution. The question is how you are uh, collectively programming, right? This is some of the example of core values. You know, like I have quoted example of core values of Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Maratha University. These are the course values we have finalized while when we were facing the third cycle of NAAC accreditation in 2018. You can see what are the core values: excellence, right? Integrity, respect, diversity, innovation, leadership, cultural competency, freedom of thought and expression, value-based education. So this is what we want our stakeholders to be, right? We want their excellence in teaching, learning, research. We want their integrity. We want them to each individual should be treated and respect and dignify others. We want to encourage the diversity. We want to encourage the innovation. We want to promote the leadership. we want to create the competencies, we want to give the freedom of thought and expression. Now the question is, once you have these values displayed on your website, are we really inculcating, are we really, is this has been reflected? Because we need to see whether whatever we have there, whatever we have written on website, whether it is being reflected in our day-to-day activity. If it is not, then it is meaningless, let me tell you, my friend. And then what are the dimensions? As far as organizational culture is concerned, what are the dimensions? Because this is going to be very, very important. You see, organizational, these are some of the very important part of organizational culture. The degree to which employees are expected to exhibit decision, analysis, and attention into detail. I mean, what kind of freedom you are providing to your employee, right? This is like whether you are providing people to do their own analysis, whether you are allowing people to work as per their own precision. So this is what, the culture is going to build on these fundamental values, right? Outcome orientation, right? Degree to which managers focus on results or outcomes rather than how these outcomes are achieved. You need to create that kind of culture, whether you are very much outcome focused, or because जैसे कि outcome based education में दिखा हुआ है कि whether the journey is important or destination is important, right? In outcome based education, both journey as well as destination, because we want journey to be comfortable and we want to reach our destination as well, right? So what kind of outcome orientation, to what extent you are providing that kind of freedom. And then people orientation, not only outcome, people orientation, degree to which management decisions take into account the effects on people in organization. I mean, whatever decision you are taking, how are you really serious how that decision is going to be affected on my employee, on my, not only employee, all stakeholders. Like nowadays, because this is kind of business, like universities kind of it's not only university, any academic institutions kind of business organization. You need to always see like how you are going to fulfill your expectation of your stakeholders, right? So whatever decision you are taking in your institution, in your group, in your department, whether are you really aware that those decisions, how the decisions are going to be affected the day-to-day routine of my employee. So unless you think in that direction, it will be very difficult for you to create a culture. And then team orientation, are you degree to which work is organized around the team rather than individual? Are you really encouraging the teams to be built up? In most of the organization, what is happening? No, it is not happening. In most of the organization, we don't allow team to build up, because अगर टीम बिल्ड होंगे, बहुत सारे लीडर्स ऐसे होते हैं कि वो इतना कॉम्प्लेक्स होते हैं, इतने क्योंकि खुद वो कॉम्पिटेंसी उनके पास होती नहीं, तो दे डोंट वांट अदर्स टू बिल्ड, राइट? तो आप अगर लीडर कॉम्पिटेंट नहीं रहेगा तो दूसरे को अलाउ ही नहीं करेगा। लेकिन वो खुद अगर, इसीलिए मैंने कहा कि कॉम्पिटेंसी उसने खुद ने पहले एग्जिबिट करनी चाहिए। अगर वो खुद कॉम्पिटेंस है तो ही विल नॉट encourage individual, rather he will encourage group activities, right? This is what it is going to be important. Aggressiveness, degree to which employees are aggressive and competitive rather than cooperative. This is very, very important, because if you really want to cooperate, really want to excel, you need to have some sort of aggression. आपने देखा होगा कि विराट कोहली का एक aggression है। आपने देखा होगा कि within a very short interval time he has got lot of success stories with it because of his aggression only. आपको कभी-कभी aggression भी, control aggression होना चाहिए, कभी-कभी aggression भी आपके खिलाफ जा सकता है, that is different story, but you should have control aggression, but you need to have aggressive people. आप अगर aggressive नहीं रहेंगे, बिल्कुल back foot पे रहेंगे, तो you are going to clean board yourself. So that is what kind of strategies you have, that will depends on what kind of culture you are intended to build. Stability, degree to which organization decisions, actions emphasize maintaining the status quo. That is also very important, because whether you are enough stable, like whatever decision you are taking, whether you are sticking up to your own decision, if you are keep on changing decision, then it will be very difficult to build the culture. And then this is last one, degree to which employees are encouraged to be innovative and take risk. Like whether you are creating that kind of environment in your institution to encourage innovation, because whenever you are talking about innovation, you have to take risk. Without risk, innovation can never be possible. आपको पता होगा कि क्रिकेट में अगर हमें हर बार धोनी जैसे क्रीज में रहते हुए हम छक्का नहीं मार सकते, आपको अगर ज्यादातर छक्का मारने के लिए क्रीज छोड़नी पड़ती। Like whenever you are leaving the crease, you are going to have a very very danger risk, right? क्या रिस्क होगी? पीछे से विकेट कीपर आपके स्टंप उड़ा सकता है, या तो आप क्लीन बोल्ड भी हो सकते हैं. So that risk one has to take, calculated risk one has to take. So these are some of the important points which are going to be very, very important whenever you are building culture in your institution. And then what are our stakeholders? It's not only 5 stakeholders, let me tell you. NAC has given us 5 stakeholders, but truly speaking, we have more. The customers. Customers means what? Our students, parents, they are going to be our stakeholders. Customers means students are going to be, whenever you are, right in the beginning of your year, whenever you are, commencing your academic year, you would like to attract students, right? So they are going to be customer. Parents are going to be customer. Your the employers are going to be customer, because you want your product. Student can be considered as a customer as well as product. So once they are, whenever you are enrolling them, they are going to be your customer. And जब आप उनको उनकी डिग्री खत्म होगी, they are going to be your product. तो तब आपके कस्टमर कौन रहेंगे? एम्प्लॉयर्स. एम्प्लॉयर्स आर गोइंग टू बी योर कस्टमर. तो ये सब आपके कस्टमर रहेंगे. तो आपको देखना पड़ेगा कि कस्टमर की रिक्वायरमेंट क्या है, राइट? Social and political action group, you cannot get rid of these, because whatever social and political action groups are there, they are going to be your stakeholders, and they are going to blow the whistles, because they are going, if something is wrong, they are going to blow the whistles. So you need to listen their whistles as well, right? Competitors, because you see, like if you are, let us say, in one city, if there are 2 universities, when one city is, there are, obviously there would be more than one colleges. So your competitor, you need to know like what your competitor is doing, right? Accordingly, you need to prepare your own strategy. Trades and industrial association. Why this is important? Because this is sort of business, I'm telling you, my friend. Selling your degrees is a sort of selling. Doesn't mean that kind of selling. Selling means like with very proper, like attracting student. Selling means enrolling student. Selling means recruiting good people. So industry associations, whatever industry associations are there, you need to fulfill their expectation, like what kind of curriculum they are expecting, what kind of enrichment of student they are expecting. That is why in NAC they have made mandatory that you should have the feedback from employer. क्यों चाहिए feedback employer का? क्योंकि हम उससे पता चलेगा हमें कि हमारे जो प्रोडक्ट उनके पास काम कर रहा है, whether they are satisfied with those products, whether they have identified some lacunas, what kind of training they are expecting us to impart whenever we are training the students, right? Then governments, obviously government will have some expectation from us, because nowadays government is expecting us to generate our own revenue, right? So we need to see like what kind of expectation they are having. Media is also our stakeholders, because media is continuously watching keeping their eye on us, like what we are doing. Whether we are doing bad, they are going to expose. If we are doing good, they are going to flourish our institution. Suppliers means suppliers could be like those who are providing educational tools to us, right? They are going to be again stakeholders, because if you are having good relationship with them, you will be having better discount. So with less investment, you will be able to procure more. Communities, because the community is going to have, because like in NIRF, the perception is going to play a very important role. In this year in NIRF, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Maratha University stood 69. But if you look at research and we substantially lag in 2 aspects. One is research, development, and the perception. So there are many institutions that are lagging in perception. So perception ऐसा एक दिन में नहीं होता, एक रात में perception बढ़ता नहीं आपका. इसलिए communities के expectation जो है ना, जब तक आप fulfill नहीं करोगे, तब तक आपका perception अच्छा नहीं होगा. Then shareholders मतलब क्या है कि आज जो है, you cannot be dependent only on government funding. So you need to identify philanthropists, right? So unless you identify philanthropists, you will not be able to flourish. जैसे कि हमारे यूनिवर्सिटी में बजाज ग्रुप ऑफ इंडस्ट्री ने सब्सटेंशियल पैसा दिया इंक्यूबेशन सेंटर. जब हम when we were there in the incubation center, we brought substantial funding from various funding agencies and from Bajaj Group as well. तो इन लोगों के एक्सपेक्टेशन क्या है? क्योंकि तभी उन्होंने कहा था कि भाई चलो मैं बिल्डिंग के लिए पैसा देता हूँ, लेकिन इफ यू वांट मोर मनी, नाउ मैंने पैसा दिया बिल्डिंग के लिए, आप भी सक्सेस स्टोरीज बना के बताओ. तो उनके एक्सपेक्टेशंस, यू नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट आर देयर एक्सपेक्टेशंस, राइट? देन यूनियंस मींस एम्प्लॉय यूनियन, स्टाफ, आई मीन टीचिंग नॉन टीचिंग स्टाफ यूनियंस, उनके भी क्या इश्यूज है, उनके क्या रिजर्वेशन है हमारे बारे में. यू नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड देम. एंड देन एम्प्लॉय ऑब्वियसली teaching, non-teaching. So these are all our stakeholders. It's not only 5, there are more stakeholders. You see, if you are really honest and very serious about their expectation, आपको ये नहीं सोचना चाहिए कि वो लोग आपसे झगड़ा करने के लिए आए हैं. whenever they are asking, expecting something, it means they are expecting you to do good work. That is why they are crying, right? That is why they are arguing. So their argument should be taken in very positive spirit, right? If you can take their argument positive spirit, let me tell you, my friend, you will be able to only and only excel your institution. And then leadership, and this is more like, you can see, culture is shaped by leaders action and decision. This is you can see inner green is very important, right? Leadership, the culture is shaped by leaders action and decision. This is true. like उस इंस्टीट्यूशन का कल्चर जो है वो लीडर के ऊपर वो डिपेंड करता है. जैसे कि कोई गवर्नमेंट आती है, तो गवर्नमेंट के सीएम कौन है, दैट इज गोइंग टू बी वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. उनके डिसीजंस क्या है, वो दैट इज गोइंग टू बी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. सेम थिंग इज ट्रू विद यूनिवर्सिटी, सेम थिंग इज ट्रू विद कॉलेजेस, सेम थिंग इज ट्रू विद डिपार्टमेंट, सेम थिंग इज ट्रू विद अ स्मॉलर ग्रुप. सो व्हाट लीडर कैसा है, क्योंकि लीडर अगर वो आकर 5 साल में आपकी दुनिया बदल सकता है, या 5 साल में आपको खाई में ढकेल सकता है. सो लीडर एक्शंस एंड डिसीजन, उसके डिसीजंस क्या है, उसके एक्शंस क्या है, दैट इज गोइंग टू, कल्चर इज गोइंग टू बी सेट बाय दैट. एंड देन वंस द लीडर इज गुड, right, he has, because of his action and decision, he has created wonderful culture. Then you need to sustain, right? The culture is sustained by employees behavior, right? This is very important. So employee का behavior भी leader को control करना आना. जैसे मैंने पहले बताया कि mobilizing their commitment, that is very very important, right? So mobilization of the commitment is going to be very important. So culture is sustained, so saved by leader action and sustained by employees behavior. ये inner circle है, inner square है. outer में क्या है, culture need to be aligned with and support the business strategy. business strategy का मतलब क्या है कि आपके overall strategy क्या, long term strategy आपकी जो है, आपका जो culture है, that need to be aligned with your long term short term. आपका जो IDP होगा उसके साथ उसका आपकी अलाइनमेंट होनी चाहिए. अदरवाइज आपका आईडीपी कुछ अलग कहता है, आप डे टू डे आपका कल्चर कुछ अलग है. सो इट इज गोइंग टू बी क्वाइट एविडेंट. हम जब नैक असेस करने के लिए यूनिवर्सिटीज कॉलेजेस जब हम विजिट करते तो इट इज क्वाइट एविडेंट कि वो उन्होंने अपने विजन मिशन में स्ट्रेटेजीज में लिखा कुछ और है and कर कुछ और रहे हैं. So this is what it is happening in most of the institution, and that is why forget about what grade they are getting, but in true sense they are not developed, I mean excelling. Progress उनका सही नहीं है. And culture is reinforced by business and organizational systems. This is very very important. ये सब कुछ है, लेकिन आपने systems क्या establish की, क्योंकि आपके जो systems है, आपके जो इम्प्लीमेंटेशन के सिस्टम्स है, वो अगर सही नहीं है तो कल्चर सही डेवलप करना इट इज वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. सो आई होप यू मस्ट हैव अंडरस्टूड हाउ इंपॉर्टेंट इट इज, आई मीन क्रिएटिंग कल्चर, हाउ इट इज गोइंग टू बी इंपॉर्टेंट टू एक्सेल योर इंस्टीट्यूशन. एंड देन मल्टीटास्किंग वर्सेस टास्क स्विचिंग. आप अगर आपके इंस्टीट्यूशन के लीडर हो, आप आपके हेड डिपार्टमेंट के हेड हो, आप अगर आपके ग्रुप का लीडर हो, what you need to do, you need to adopt this principle. वही वो principle. What is that? Only handle it once. Only handle it once का मतलब है ये है, ये 4, इसका alternate meaning है 4 Ds. What is those? Either do, delegate, defer or drop. आपको कुछ तो एक्शन लेनी चाहिए. कुछ लीडर्स ऐसे होते हैं कि they never take action. They never take action. So either you have to do it or give delegate the powers. If you don't want to do it, delegate power to a subordinate so that they can take the action. Or defer. Straightway you can defer that no, this is not going to happen. Or drop it. Close the file. So there are, because either you do one of the 4 actions, and this should be very transparent. The person who is, the initiating file, he need to know whether what kind of action it has been taken place. Right? Whether you have accepted, you have delegate power to others, you have defer. If you are deferring, you can put the questions, and if you can say that no, nothing doing, this can never happen, and you can cancel this file, you can drop the idea, right? So if you are doing this, then only you will be able to succeed in your institution. And let me tell you, my friend, as far as digital transformation is concerned, there are significant failures. Let me tell you, there are 3 very very important failures. Even if don't need to be from computer science world, right? कोडैक डेवलप फर्स्ट डिजिटल कैमरा. आपको पता होगा कि कोडैक पहले हम वो डिजिटल कैमरा, कोडैक के पहले रील वाले कैमरा आते थे, एंड इवन फर्स्ट डिजिटल कैमरा मेरे पास भी है, कोडैक का है. बट सोनी टुक द लीड फॉर डिजिटल फोटोग्राफी. because whatever transformation it has, somehow they could not cope up with the transformation, and now Sony is the world leader as far as the digital photography is concerned. Xerox developed first personal computer. बहुत सारे लोगों को पता भी नहीं होगा, जो कंप्यूटर के नहीं होंगे उनको पता भी नहीं होगा, पहला पर्सनल कंप्यूटर जेरोक्स ने डेवलप किया. But Apple became world leader, you can see, because this is because of, like, you need to keep on, changing. That is why it is very, very important. If you don't change, you are going to be out of track, right? So somehow they could not sustain the change and they are out of track. CS is 125 years old retail American giant. Missed opportunity for digital transformation. Now new players are Walmart and Amazon. आपको पता होगा कि Walmart, Amazon, they are new player now. Sears is no more. आपने Sears का नाम सुना भी नहीं होगा. But it is 125 years old company, American company. Somehow this digital transformation को cope up नहीं कर पाए, and as a result of that they were out. There are many examples. I have quoted 3 very significant examples of failures because of missing the transformation, missing the change, because they could not adopt the change, they could not sustain with the change, and as a result of that they could not, they couldn't sustain, and they are out of the race now. Innovation is not only about out of box idea. पहले हम ये सोचते थे कि whenever we have out of box idea, this should be referred as innovation, but no. But solving problem and making it commercially viable, this is very, very important. It should be out of box. It's not only out of box, it should be out of box because, and moreover, we should be able to solve some existing problem. It is out of box idea, but it's not going to be used for resolving any existing issues, right? Even if it is out of box resolving issue, but it doesn't have commercial viability, right? It can never be referred as innovation. Nowadays, this is what the innovation, I mean, ये मैं कह रहा हूँ कि change, जैसे हम बदल रहे हैं ना, हर चीज का डेफिनेशन बदल रहा है. इनोवेशन एक समय था, हम आउट ऑफ बॉक्स आइडिया को इनोवेशन मानते थे. एक समय ऐसा आया कि आउट ऑफ बॉक्स है और प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व कर रहा है, उसको इनोवेशन मानते थे. बट नाउ इट्स नॉट ओनली आउट ऑफ बॉक्स, it must be able to resolve the problem. At the same time, it should have commercial viability. Then only it can be referred as innovation. So how to create organization culture and accelerate digital transformation. So this is what I will be. This was the background. So how to create organization culture as far as the digitalization concerned, and then how to accelerate. So these are 5 different important aspects. Define what digital transformation is. You need to define like what kind of digital transformation you need to have in your own institution. Then encourage disruptive thinking. This is not happening, unfortunately. So you have to create environment to encourage disruptive thinking. Imbibe leadership in employee. This is very, very important. You need to, you need to create some sort of faith and belief in your fellow colleague that you are leading your section, right? I'm not going to interfere. Although I am superior, I'm boss, but still I'm not going to interfere. You take your own decision. You will be responsible for failure, and you will be responsible. You can take credit for your success as well. I'm not going to take credit for success as well. Don't hire the job. Don't hire the people for the job. Hire for the organization. Unfortunately, this is very important concept. I'm going to elaborate this more, because nowadays what we are doing, we are hiring people for the job. We are not hiring people for the organization. You need to have the people which is going to be good for organization, not for one particular job. He should be having multitasking capabilities nowadays, and this is what it is happening in most of the corporate sector. In government sector, still it is not happening, but in corporate sector, yes. Even if you are not that much good in that aspect, but you are good in many other aspects, you will be preferred. And then revisiting organizational operating models, like whatever operating models you started implementing, you need to revisit it. You need to make the modification and keep on modifying based on the feedback, based on your own experiences, so that you will be able to create digital culture and you will be able to accelerate digital transformation. Let us start one by one. You can see, define what digital transformation means for your organization. So पहला सबसे important क्या है कि आप जिस organization में काम कर रहे हो वहां पर digital transformation मतलब क्या है और उसकी जरूरत क्या है, and then what kind of value addition is going to have. You can see every institute is at different stage when it comes to their digital transformation journey. जैसे कि मेरे लिए मान लो if you are working on BAMU, मेरी जरूरत कुछ अलग हो सकती है एंड पुणे यूनिवर्सिटी की जरूरत कुछ अलग हो सकती है, क्योंकि बिकॉज इन द डिजिटल ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन जर्नी वी नेवर नो वेयर यू आर. सो यू नीड टू फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल अंडरस्टैंड वेयर डू यू स्टैंड. right? As far as digital transformation is concerned, you need to understand where do you stand, and then individual organization will have their own definition, right? It is imperative to know where your organization stands and where do you want to reach and why. This is very, very important. The third bullet is very important. You need to understand where do you stand, where do you want to reach, and why do you want to reach, right? So if you somehow could manage this, I'm sure you will be able to define what the digital transformation could be. मैंने कुछ example quote किए इसके लिए. What could be a digital transformation for your institution? Automation of all the student activities, right? आप देखिए कि आप इस एरिया में आपकी इंस्टीट्यूट कहाँ है. All student activities means enrollment to award of degree and their progression as well, because NAAC में यही बड़ा प्रॉब्लम है कि स्टूडेंट प्रोग्रेशन, स्टूडेंट प्लेसमेंट का डेटा ही अवेलेबल नहीं होता है, राइट? तो राइट फ्रॉम स्टूडेंट एनरोलमेंट अप टू स्टूडेंट प्रोग्रेशन, आप लाइक स्टूडेंट एनरोलमेंट, देयर एग्जाम, देयर डिग्री अवार्ड एंड देयर प्रोग्रेशन एंटायर. ऑफिस ऑटोमेशन, एकेडमिक्स है, अकाउंट्स है, एप्लीकेशन है, एग्जामिनेशन है, scheduling of all academic and administrative activities, use of ICT in teaching, learning and evaluation, परफॉर्मेंस असेसमेंट, यूज ऑफ आईसीटी परफॉर्मेंस असेसमेंट. तो ये सम ऑफ द एग्जांपल मैंने कोट किए. आपको देखना पड़ेगा कि आप कहां पर हो. So and then because this will help you to identify where do you stand, right? And then this will also help you to understand where you want to reach, and at the same time after going there what kind of value addition you will be having, value addition, right? So these three things are very important. जो मैंने आपको एक एक्सरसाइज दी ना कैलकुलेट करने के लिए कि what is the shared need of your digital transformation and what kind of value addition you will be having. So you need to identify what would be need of your, because ऐसे हो सकता है कि किसी इंस्टीट्यूशन में पहला बुलेट जो मैंने लिखा है ऑटोमेशन ऑफ स्टूडेंट एक्टिविटी, ये सब कुछ हो गया होगा, उसकी करने की जरूरत नहीं होगी. कहीं इंस्टीट्यूशन में खाली एनरोलमेंट है, बाकी नहीं है. कुछ इंस्टीट्यूशन में स्टूडेंट एनरोलमेंट है, डिग्री अवार्ड एंड प्रोग्रेशन नहीं है. सो यू नीड टू आइडेंटिफाई वेयर डू यू स्टैंड, राइट? सो एज आई मेंशन अर्लियर, you need to identify where do you stand, where you want to reach and why do you want to reach. So this is first. And you need to create ecosystem. डिजिटाइजेशन के लिए इकोसिस्टम कैसे क्रिएट किए जा सकते हैं? यू कैन सी करंट स्टेटस ऑफ डिजिटाइजेशन. इंपॉर्टेंट ये है कि आपको ये देखना पड़ेगा कि व्हाट इज करंट स्टेटस ऑफ डिजिटाइजेशन ऑफ योर ओन इंस्टीट्यूशन, राइट? एंड देन यू नीड टू, बिकॉज आपको बेंचमार्किंग भी इंपॉर्टेंट है, क्योंकि ये करने के लिए आपको किसी को एक बेंचमार्किंग, आपके पास कुछ आइडियल होना चाहिए, मतलब किसको देखकर आप अपने आप को बदलना चाहते हो. तो ग्लोबल डिजिटाइजेशन बेंचमार्किंग आपको ध्यान में रखने पड़ेंगे. Collaborative efforts for digitization. Once you have the global digitization benchmarking, then you need to have collaborative efforts. Identify some institution, have some collaboration with them, see what kind of enhancement, what kind of progression you want to do, right? Then advanced digitization through emergence. So you need to identify some resources, internal resources as well as some external resources, right? And then advance in digitization through emergence. Impact of economy, right? Impact on economy. I mean, once you digitize, once you adopt the digitization culture in your institution, what is going to be, is it going to be useful for you in terms of taking your institution one step ahead as far as economic status is concerned? You need to see, we need to assess that, because that kind of ecosystem you need to establish in your institution. Thoughtful leadership in digitization and innovation, this is very, very important, because if you don't have thoughtful leadership, like leadership, again I'm talking about, you can focus yourself, right? Don't focus on your head, don't focus on your principal, don't focus on your vice chancellor. You focus on yourself. Like if you are leading, like you have given opportunity by your authority to lead the digital, to initiate this digital culture, right? So you will be leader, right? So your own thoughtful leadership in digitization and innovation can play a substantial role as far as the ecosystem is concerned. And then value proposition canvas. This is very, very important whenever you are talking about product and customer. So this is very important. Outcome based education is all about this, like what is benefits. So first of all, what your product do, right? Benefits means, like product means what? Your student. Like for example, after adopting digital culture, your student is going to be product, right? How the students will be useful for the institution, I mean the employer, right? You need to create that picture, right? After adoption of digital culture in my institution, what my product is going to be, how my product is going to be useful. Features, how does your product work? I mean, how my student, because product means your student, how my student is going to work after adopting all those digital transformation. And then experience, what does it feel like use your product. मतलब बाहर के लोगों का employer, why employer should be choosy about your own product. मतलब कोई एम्प्लॉयर है वो आप ही जैसे कैंपस ऑर्गेनाइज करते हो तो कैंपस में आप ही के पास कैंपस क्यों ज्यादा हो रहे हैं. जैसे कि मान लो एक कॉलेज सिटी है उसमें 10 कॉलेजेस है एंड देयर आर लेट अस से 50 इंडस्ट्रीज. मोस्ट ऑफ द इंडस्ट्रीज आर कमिंग टू योर ओनली योर कॉलेज. why they are preferring your product means your student. That you need to anticipate right in the beginning, because unless you anticipate, this is what outcome based education is all about. Outcome based education teaches us to anticipate what kind of qualities you are going to have in your student after completion of degree, PG degree or UG degree, right? Similarly, with customer perspective also, you need to see what customer is expecting, what are the emotional drivers of purchasing. मतलब कस्टमर कौन होंगे हमारे, कस्टमर होंगे पेरेंट्स, कस्टमर होंगे स्टूडेंट शुरुआत में जब आप एनरोल करने जाएंगे, कस्टमर होंगे आपके एम्प्लॉयर जब आपका स्टूडेंट रेडी होगा ग्रेजुएशन के बाद में. सो यू नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट आर देयर इमोशनल व्हाट काइंड ऑफ एक्सपेक्टेशन दे हैव, नीड्स, राइट? व्हाट आर द हिडन नीड्स, व्हाट आर द रैशनल ड्राइवर्स फॉर परचेसिंग. परचेसिंग मींस मतलब वो आपके स्टूडेंट को क्यों प्रीफर करेंगे, राइट? आपके जब स्टूडेंट को आप अगर कस्टमर मानते हो तो आपके ही पास वो क्यों आनी चाहिए एनरोलमेंट के लिए, आपके ही कॉलेज में उन्होंने एडमिशन क्यों लेना चाहिए. व्हाट काइंड ऑफ व्हाट आर देयर नीड्स, व्हाट आर देयर हिडन नीड्स जो कि दिखाई नहीं देते, वो क्या, व्हाट आर द हिडन नीड्स. एंड फियर्स, रिस्क ऑफ स्विचिंग टू योर प्रोडक्ट. मतलब मान लो एक स्टूडेंट है जैसे कि एसवी कॉलेज में पढ़ता है, वहां से उसको देवगिरी कॉलेज में जाना है, तो व्हाट काइंड ऑफ रिस्क ही इज गोइंग टू हैव, व्हाट काइंड ऑफ रिस्क ही इज गोइंग टू हैव, राइट? तो क्यों आएगा वो छोड़कर. मतलब 11th 12th not in between, I'm not talking about in between transition, 11th 12th उसने देवगिरी में किया फॉर एग्जांपल, नाउ ग्रेजुएशन को वो आपके कॉलेज में आना चाहते हैं. व्हाई, what kind of risk he is having, you need to anticipate that as well. Somehow if you could anticipate this, देखिए NAC में हम स्ट्रगल करते कि डिमांड रेशियो, इट्स नॉट ओनली NAC, इज लाइक कॉलेजेस में अभी NAC ने तो उसको मतलब नहीं मतलब दे आर नॉट आस्किंग नाउ, बट इन NIRF स्टिल दे आर आस्किंग व्हाट इज द डिमांड रेशियो, राइट? सो डिमांड रेशियो को अगर बढ़ाना है तो आपको एनरोलमेंट बढ़ानी पड़ेगी. एनरोलमेंट बनाने के लिए आपको ये एंटिसिपेट करना पड़ेगा प्रोडक्ट एज वेल एज कस्टमर. मतलब हमारे कस्टमर कौन रहेंगे, हमारे प्रोडक्ट क्या है, उसके क्या क्या फीचर्स होने चाहिए. अनलेस यू एंटिसिपेट दिस, you can never be you will not be able to develop culture, and you will not never be able to propagate it. So that's what the first point. Second is encouraging disruptive thinking. This is also very very important, क्योंकि हमारे पास disruptive thinking के हम encourage ही नहीं करते. For your team, team to appreciate a digital culture, leader should reward. सबसे important क्या होना चाहिए कि हमारे पास अगर मान लो हम ग्रुप में काम करते हैं, अगर स्टूडेंट हमारे पास आता है कुछ आउट ऑफ बॉक्स आइडिया लेकर आता है, तो हम नहीं रहे ये काम नहीं करेगा, स्टेट में हम उसको डिनाई कर देते. Rather what we should do, whenever disruptive thinking is there, we need to encourage that, right? So you need to create a culture so that disruptive thinking can be adapted. You need to you should take a calculated risk. You should take a calculated risk. जैसे कि मान लो जैसे कि T20 के एग्जांपल देता हूं मैं. मान लो 20 ओवर्स में you got आपकी जो अपोजिंग टीम है, they have scored more than 250 रन in 20 ओवर्स. अब देखिए 20 ओवर में अगर 250 क्रॉस अगर रन होते हैं, so you need to do something different, right? कन्वेंशनल अगर आप अप्रोच रहेगा आपका, तो you are going to face the failure, this for sure, right? तो आपको क्या करना पड़ेगा, कैलकुलेटेड रिस्क लेनी पड़ेगी. सो यू कुड बी फेलियर आल्सो. व्हेनेवर यू आर टेकिंग रिस्क, ऑब्वियसली उसमें फेलियर के चांसेस रहते हैं, बट एटलीस्ट क्या होगा ना, कम से कम चांसेस जीतने के तो चांसेस होते हैं. सो इट इज हैपनिंग, राइट? यू मस्ट हैव सीन मेनी टाइम्स many people have won the matches by taking a calculated risk. So you should create that kind of environment in your own institution, right? Creating failures, because you should create some sort of confidence amongst your fellow colleagues that don't have fear of failures, right? Even if you have failures, I'm there to support you, don't worry, you go ahead and do it. So that kind of leadership you want to do. If you do it, definitely you will be able to encourage disruptive thinking. Third one is imbibe leadership characteristic in the employee. This is whenever you are talking about digital culture, आप जिसके ऊपर आपने responsibility दी है, you just have full faith on him. जैसे कि नहीं तो क्या होता है ना, हम कहते हैं कि ठीक है आप XYZ प्रोफेसर आप ये काम करो, तो लेकिन आप उसको काम भी नहीं करने देते, बार बार आप ही का बता दे कि नहीं आपको ऐसा करना है, वैसा करना है, वैसा करना है. अगर आप ही बताओगे तो फिर उसको आपने बोला ही क्यों है? उसका खुद का इनोवेशन आएगा कैसा? लेट हिम वर्क। इम्बाइब लीडरशिप कैरेक्टरिस्टिक इन एम्प्लॉय। आप उसको काम करने दो, काम करेगा तो हो सकता है शायद वो फेल्योर भी होगा, बट ही इज गोइंग टू लर्न मेनी थिंग आउट ऑफ दैट फेल्योर, एंड नेक्स्ट टाइम ही विल बी लाइक वेल अहेड ऑफ यू आल्सो। आप पता नहीं आपको कि आप जो सोच रहे हो उसके अलग आइडिया उसके पास होगी। सो दैट काइंड ऑफ डायनामिक leadership you need to have, and if you can have this kind of leadership, then only this is happening. आपको कुछ एग्जांपल बताता हूँ कि कुछ टिपिकल एग्जांपल है ये। एग्जांपल मतलब दे हैव स्टार्टेड, सिस्को नाम का आपने सुना होगा, सिस्को एग्जीक्यूटिव, व्हाट दे हैव डू, व्हाट दे डन। सिस्को में उनको क्या करना था? इनोवेशन करना था। So what they have done, everybody, most of, not everybody, like the executives, what they have done, they have they release the control of their own offices to their top officers. मतलब उन्होंने कहा कि भाई ठीक है, जैसे कि हमारे किसी कंपनी में ग्रुप में काम करते, एकेडमिक्स में इम्पॉसिबल भी नहीं है, बट इतना डिस्ट्रक्टिव थिंकिंग कोई करेगा नहीं, बट दिस इज, अगर आप करोगे तो फॉरेन में ऐसा होता है, इट इज क्वाइट ऑफन। फॉरेन में मतलब कैसा है कि जैसे कि मान लो हमारे पास कन्वेंशनल फिजिक्स डिपार्टमेंट है, केमिस्ट्री है, मैथमेटिक्स है, तो हम क्या करते हैं, इन सभी लोगों को कहते हैं कि फिजिक्स, केमिस्ट्री, मैथमेटिक्स, बायोलॉजी, यू कम टुगेदर एंड कम अप विद न्यू, ऑल टुगेदर न्यू डिपार्टमेंट, right? Come up with new idea, altogether new idea, right? Which is going to be highly innovative, right? जो कि आपके कन्वेंशनल काम से कम 100% अलग होगा. Don't worry about failure, right? You just have that project, get it implemented for initial 1 year. Let us see whether it is going to work. If it is work, fine. अगर काम नहीं कर रहा तो छोड़ देते, कोई वर्क नहीं. But I have full faith on your capabilities. You do it. That kind of environment need to be डेवलप इन एकेडमिक्स आल्सो. सिस्को में क्या किया था, सभी लोगों ने क्या किया था, आपको पता होगा कंपनी में अलग अलग ग्रुप में आप लोग काम करते हैं, लेकिन उनको पता है कि कंपनी में भी ऐसा होता है कि अगर एक जॉब पे ऊपर कोई एक अगर एक्सपायर्ड एम्प्लॉय काम करा तो पूरे लाइफ टाइम में वो उसी जॉब के ऊपर काम करता है. तो सिस्को ने एक प्रैक्टिस एडॉप्ट की कि सभी को कहा कि भाई टॉप ऑफिसर्स, भाई आप आपका ऑफिस छोड़ दो, नाउ लेट मी take the decision. I'm going to do all permutation combination. जो मेरे जो 100 लोग थे 10 अलग अलग ग्रुप में बटे हुए थे. Now I'm going to club together and I'm going to jungle it down. And उनको जो है एक उसमें से जो है ना किसी randomly I'm going to choose and I'm going to form all together new group. Let us see whether we can do it. They did it and they got a substantial, wonderful results as well. This is what it is happening in corporate sector. Corporate sector में it is very common practice. This has to be adopted in academics also, right? This is very altogether new idea, but let me tell you, if you can start happening, risk है इसमें, क्योंकि कोई भी आजकल रिस्क लेना नहीं चाहता, क्योंकि हर कोई चाहता है कि मेरे टेन्योर में आई डोंट वांट टू बी अ फेलियर. व्हाई यू आर वंडरिंग यार, अरे फेलियर हो तो क्या फर्क पड़ेगा, लेकिन सक्सेसफुल रहा तो पूरी दुनिया में आपको लोग जानेंगे, बट डोंट, nobody want to take that risk. Anyway, so boss, this is the difference between boss and leader. Boss always say I, leader always say we. इसका मतलब क्या है, लीडर ऑलवेज अगर कुछ फेलियर होता है तो जिम्मेदारी खुद लेता है, एंड अगर सक्सेस होता है तो उसका क्रेडिट सभी एम्प्लॉय को देता है. दे ऑलवेज बिलीव ऑन टीम, नॉट अलोन इंडिविजुअल. एंड बॉस ऑलवेज टेक एडवांटेज ऑफ देयर फेलो कलीग. दिस इज व्हाट इट इज हैपनिंग मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम. Leader always empower the people, right? And this is happening very rarely in Indian context, but this is what it is expected. If it अगर ऐसा होना शुरू हुआ तो देखिए कैसे इंस्टीट्यूशन फ्लरिश होना शुरू हो जाएंगी. एंड लीडरशिप, दिस इज व्हाट द लीडरशिप इज मैनेजमेंट ऑल अबाउट. जब भी कोई टिपिकल टास्क होगा, लीडर हैज टू बी इन फ्रंट. बाकी लोगों को कहेगा वो कि ठीक है आप पीछे रहो, आई वांट यू टू बी यू टू फॉलो मी, आई एम गोइंग टू लीड द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. एंड फोर्थ वन, don't hire the job, don't hire the people for the job. We should hire for the organization. यहाँ पर एक एग्जांपल दिया, लेकिन मैं एक और अलग एग्जांपल कोट करूंगा. 12:30 we are going to take break, right? For another 10 to 15 minutes I'm going to continue, then we are going to have break. So digital world where technology changes every fortnight, it is rather short-sighted to hire candidate for a specific job. ये एक typical example दिया कि because of changing technology, after every fortnight the things are changing, right? लेकिन अगर आप किसी एक बंदे को किसी एक काम में वो एक्सपर्ट है, इसलिए आपने अगर हायर कर दिया, एक पर्टिकुलर काम में एक्सपर्ट है बोलकर हायर कर दिया, बट इज दैट टेक्नोलॉजी इज गोइंग टू बी एब्सोल्यूट वेरी सून, मे बी फॉर 1 year, मे बी इन 2-3 years, राइट? नॉट इन fortnight but 2-3 years. अगर 2-3 साल के बाद में व्हाट यू आर गोइंग टू डू विद दैट पर्सन? right? So rather what you need to do, you need to see whenever you are hiring people, you need to see that that fellow is having multitasking ability, so that that fellow is going to be good for many other activities. But लेकिन मैं ये example नहीं दूंगा, मैं और example quote करूंगा कि whenever you are hiring people, it's not like, for example, you are hiring teacher, right? So main responsibility of teacher is, let us say you are hiring physics teacher, right? He is good in physics, fine, he is very good in physics, but लेकिन आपको बताऊं कि आजकल फिजिक्स पढ़ाना तो उतना ही important है, but in addition to physics we need to motivate student. That is also equally important. Every teacher need to motivate student, right? And if like, for example, if I'm there as a candidate and I just cannot speak anything else other than physics, so I could not be, I should not be considered for that position, truly speaking, because I will be good only for teaching physics. So in organization you should choose people, you should choose people even if like he is having a little bit less understanding of physics, that can be improved over the time, right? It's not like the fixed understanding, it can be improved over the time, but he is having additional skills, so additional skill sets. So that kind of jobs, that kind of manpower should be higher in the organization if you really want to build the culture. And this is what it is important in building culture. This is how the culture is going to be built in the institution. So these are 5 important attributes of digital transformation: hire, reward, and tolerate. This is very, very important. You need to hire right people. You need to reward those who are doing good work. You need to reward, and you need to tolerate also. Like if somebody is not doing good, you need to have a patience. You need to mobilize their commitment somehow. Tell the truth about the performance. This is very, very important, because if you don't, because if there are some failures, you need to tell the people, right? So that you will be able to improve it very quickly. Managers own the job, a job of creating great teams, right? Managers are going to be, leaders are also going to be important, but whenever it comes to the execution, whatever group leaders, whatever the small group leader, because even in your own group there will be, you can have a subgroup, right? So you need to create those managers in the subgroup so that they will be able to execute whatever ideas, whatever thoughts you are having, that thoughts need to be implemented, right? So for that purpose you need to have good managers also. Leaders own the job by creating company culture. This is very, very important, because what is the difference between manager and leader? Leader is going to create the culture. I want you to have a leader, and I want you to create managers to implement that culture as well. And good talent managers think like business people, and innovators first, and like HR people last, right? So because managing people is I know like managing people is going to be very, very important, but innovation is going to be very, very crucial rather than managing people. You need to be good in managing people, at the same time you need to be good in innovating as well. And this was the fifth one: revisiting organizational operating models. This is very, very important. Like whatever like existing models you have, you need to revisit that. You need to see like what are the failures, what are the success. And I will advise you to read this book if possible, Harvard Business Review, Reinventing Performance Ranking. It doesn't mean that it doesn't, let me tell you my friend, although it looks like a management book, it doesn't mean that it is only useful for management people. If you really want to be successful in your own institution, you need to read this kind of books as well. And what kind of significant culture barriers as far as digital transformation is concerned, what kind of barriers are there? Let me tell you, I'm going to tell you what are the barriers. Competing priorities. We don't have time for this right now. मतलब 53% लोग, क्योंकि अगर ये क्या है, competing priorities का मतलब क्या है कि जैसे कि मान लो I am working in this institution since last 30-40 years, maybe 20-30 years. So what I'm going to tell, I will say that I don't have time right now to do this. Okay, so 53% of people, they are having this kind of barriers. Like they don't want to acknowledge, they don't want to anticipate, they believe that they don't have time. Second, lack of familiarity with digital transformation. We don't know how to do that. So many people, they are not aware. They are having some sort of fear, right? 52% are in this category. Then resistant to new approaches. Many people don't. They want to. They are reluctant. They want to decline. They want to resist every time. Digital transformation threatens the current power structure. Many times it happens. Like whenever आप जो इस्टेब्लिश आपके पास सिस्टम होगी, उससे आपको एक अच्छा खासा इनकम आता होगा. आप अगर उसको बंद करते हुए नया आप कुछ करने जाओगे, तो यू विल बी हैविंग लॉट ऑफ रिस्क इन दैट. internal politics भी होगा, and the risk aversion, that is also very important. There are many people, they don't want to take the risk, right? So these are some of the barriers in digital transformation, and this is what I wanted to tell you, like how to revisit the digital existing model. So whenever we are talking about revisiting existing model, what does it means? You can see to diagnose culture, we need to assess the interpretation of symbol artifacts, the visual manifestation of culture. मतलब आपके पास जो भी culture है उसके research क्या है? Whatever culture you have so far, because you want to change the culture, लेकिन अभी existing culture है उसके manifestation क्या है? उसके visible manifestation क्या है? उसके research, जो visible research क्या है? क्योंकि वो देखते हुए आपको सोचना पड़ेगा कि what kind of, how much change you want to adopt. क्योंकि अगर आप वो नहीं देखोगे एंड इफ ऑल ऑफ अ सडन आप सब चेंज करोगे तो यू आर गोइंग टू बी फेलियर. पहले देखना पड़ेगा कि जो पहले कल्चर आपका था उसके रिसर्च क्या है, राइट? एंड देन यू नीड टू सी, लाइक यू नीड टू एनालाइज द अडॉप्टेड वैल्यूज एंड प्रैक्टिसेस. आज अभी तक जो आपके वैल्यूज है, प्रैक्टिस जो अडॉप्ट आप पिछले काफी सालों से कर रहे हो, उसका एनालिसिस प्रॉपर आपको करना पड़ेगा, अदरवाइज अगेन यू विल बी इन ट्रबल. सो बिकॉज इफ यू डू प्रॉपर एनालिसिस यू विल बी एबल टू identify pitfalls, and then you will be able to go ahead. And then we need to explore the underlying assumptions, the belief, behavior that people within the organization, मतलब आपके ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में जो लोग हैं उनके बिहेवियर कैसा है, उनका बिलीफ कैसा है, वो अगर आप नहीं सोचेंगे, उसके ऊपर काम नहीं करोगे, ऑल ऑफ अ सडन नया कल्चर लाने की कोशिश करोगे, तो you are going to be failure. So whenever we are talking about revisiting our existing model, you need to take care of all these three aspects, and very carefully, very meticulously, then only you will be successful. And that is why I am going to tell you the exercise. So this is what the Mahatma Gandhi said: be the change that you wish to see in the world. I mean, if you really want to make the changes, you should be a part of that change only. This is what Mahatma Gandhi said. And regarding this is what the key questions are. Okay, so let me tell you, I'm creating the environment, preparing for digital culture. Digital culture or future in your institution is not going to be easy task. That you need to understand, right? I'm taking you to the exercise which I told you right in the beginning. So whenever you are talking about the digital transformation, you need to understand that this is going to be a challenging task for you, right? It means developing digital capabilities in which organizations, activities, people, culture, and structure are in synchronized with aligned towards set of organizational goals. मतलब आपको क्या करना पड़ेगा कि आपकी जो एक्टिविटीज है, आपके जो लोग है, आपका जो कल्चर है, आपका जो पूरा स्ट्रक्चर है, वो स्ट्रक्चर का सिंक्रोनाइजेशन आपको आपकी जो गोल जो है ओवरऑल गोल के साथ में करना पड़ेगा. आप अगर नहीं करोगे, so then you are going to be on losing side. You are going to miss the bus. And most of the organization, however, are constrained by the lack of resources, lack of talent to pull up their priorities. मतलब बहुत सारे इंस्टीट्यूशन में क्या होता है, या तो उनके पास रिसोर्सेस होते नहीं, रिसोर्सेस इन टर्म्स ऑफ बोथ, resources in terms of intellectual manpower, resources in terms of the existing infrastructure, right? As a result, या तो कुछ इंस्टीट्यूशन ऐसे है कि उनके पास सब कुछ है पर उनके प्रायोरिटीज कुछ अलग है. As a result of that, वो क्या करते हैं कि इस टाइप का प्रोजेक्ट as they will consider this as a project, मतलब वो करेंगे ठीक है करके देखो, नहीं हुआ तो ठीक है, and they don't provide you that kind of freedom. They don't have faith on you. Rather, this should be an organizational activity. Digital transformation should be organizational activity, and if you could do it, I'm sure you will be able to success. So this was the questions I mentioned. I should tell you again, what are the major digital challenges you are facing? You need to understand. Give some indication. Like whenever you are talking about, whenever we are talking about the exercise which I'm going to tell you, you need to understand what are the major digital challenges you will be having in your institution, right? Give some indication of time scale involved with these challenges, right? Challenges and changes, right? मतलब आपके challenges क्या है, कितना समय लगेगा ये, क्योंकि कभी कभी ऐसा होगा कि भाई unless you do this, you will not be able to inculcate imbibe the culture, right? So you should give some timeline. चलो एक महीने में I'm going to finish everything and then we are going to start something of that sort. What can be done immediately to create momentum? This is very, very important because you need to create momentum. So immediately create 1 or 2 small success stories so that momentum can be created. And this is what the exercise. I'm going to take a break here because I was talking about this exercise, right? Let me finish this so that you will be able to do this exercise. So quickly, Dr. Rafi, 5 minutes में मैं ये slide खत्म करता हूँ, so that I will be able to tell them what the exercise is all about. You can see all these 4 blocks. Here there are 5 blocks, but you can see shared need and value of digitization, right? So as I mentioned earlier, you need to identify, I have already explained, you need to identify what kind of need you are having for digital transformation, and most importantly, what kind of value addition you will be having, right? So that you need to do, that you need to identify, and that you need to write there. Establish clear vision for digital transformation. So as I mentioned earlier, whenever you are talking about vision, so you need to create a vision, you need to be very much communicative, you need to communicate your vision to your all stakeholders, and then you need to have the strategies so that you will be able to engage your stakeholders in towards your vision, right? And then mobilizing commitment, मैंने आपको पहले बताया कि there are some people, they are going to be always with you. Whatever decision you are going to take, they are always going to be in favor of your decision. But there will be one or two group in your organization, they will be always reluctant. They are always going to oppose you. So you need to see, like, those who are in favor, how can you encourage them? Those who are not in favor, how you are going to, what will be your strategy to bring them in mainstream, so that you will be able to mobilize both sort of people. Then build momentum. You need to have, create a short success story, so that you need to understand, like, very quickly what kind of momentum can be built, so that you will be able to involve more people in the organization and adopt continuous improvement. This is what the sustenance is all about. Like, once you build that momentum, how you are going to sustain that. Okay, so this is what the exercise is. Now there will be 2 exercises for you during this break, and I will request you all to work on this exercise. And once we are back, we will be discussing on the rest of the slides, and then at the end